Welcome back. Yesterday, the Shelby County Commission voted to pass a resolution allowing for a public hearing on Elon Musk's latest project. That would bring 15 methane gas turbines to the artificial intelligence company's new Southwest Memphis facility. Memphians showed up in big numbers to yesterday's commission meeting, urging for more transparency when it comes to XAI and our health. City Councilwoman Pearl Eva Walker weighs in on the issue. Councilwoman, glad to have you here on the 3 o'clock.
My pleasure.
We've heard so many concerns voiced from so many neighbors, especially those who live in Southwest or South Memphis, about this project. Concerned about health issues, concerned about pollution. Should they be?
Yes, they should. Industrial operations such as this, they do have toxic emissions, as well as this area for a number of decades. They have been plagued by different toxins affecting the community, their health. That particular area has a cancer rate that is 4 times the national average, and on and on and on, with disproportionate statistics. Also, the asthma with our children. The children in Memphis have the highest asthma rate in the state, and most of them are concentrated in that area.
So are we being any more transparent? Because I've heard from so many citizens saying we're not hearing enough information. We're not being told what could be moving here, especially if this project, even though economically speaking, it could mean a lot for Memphis and Shelby County, but health-wise, we need more information, they're saying. I
agree. So that was my cry last spring, early summer, and you know I hosted that Q&A session with President McGowan at MLGW. We still have questions, but there is information out there, but because of who owns the facility, people are just not as welcoming to receive the information, quite frankly.
Do you think our mayor has been candid enough as to what's going on and kind of weighing both sides of the issue?
I think he has. I attended the fireside chat a couple of weeks ago at Riverside Baptist Church that was hosted by Keyshawn Pearson, and I felt that he was transparent and he did the best he could to answer the questions, but so many of the questions were not dealing with the topic of that day. It was supposed to have been about technology and XAI, and people were talking about the president and things on the federal level, and we just weren't there for that.
I got you covered. Let's talk about another issue that a lot of Memphians have been concerned about, the future of MATA and what's going on there with our public transit system there. What needs to happen with MATA right now?
We need to continue with the plan, and with we have a consultant and a consulting firm. We have a new board, and so we need to continue to trust them to figure this out. On the community side, I have a background in community engagement and marketing. I would like for us to rebrand public transportation here in Memphis. It's typically associated with poor people and individuals who don't have cars, but I would like for us to do some creative marketing and show people from all areas of life in Memphis using public transportation. And I think that that would help a lot if just the average citizen would feel more positive about public transportation, whether they're using it or not.
Of course, just recently, former MATA CEO Bakara Malden fired after an internal investigation found policy violations. Was this the right move? Did you get enough answers about her role or MATA's role, period?
So, you know, a lot of things, like with XAI, a lot of things the council, we find out through the media. So that's all I have on that. But best wishes to her on her next journey. But most of all, we just have to continue to pray for MATA and understand that you may not need it, but there are people out there who need it.
I got you covered. Councilwoman, let's talk about some other things you would like to see happen in your district. We know the mayor's budget is going to be proposed, I think, on April 8th before the council. What would you like to happen in your district? What needs to be done?
We need to start work, it's coming soon, on the phase 2 of upgrading the Elvis Presley corridor. So the funding has been allotted, and it's going to go from, phase 1 was from Brooks to Elvis Presley.
Okay.
So now phase 2 is going to be from Elvis Presley to Kraft, just south of Graceland. So we're looking forward to that. There's going to be a regeneration, renewed. I'm so excited.
I can tell.
So the Winchester corridor
Okay.
from Tullahoma to Riverdale is going to be upgraded and revitalized. There's a lot of blight, and the public meetings have already started. They started back in the fall, and people want the typical things.
Sure.
They really want to live in a community where they can live, play, and sometimes you can work in your neighborhood, but they're wanting to see more with respect to addressing food desert, the blighted properties, entertainment, more retail, and so I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to be wonderful. And finally, I have to raise $400 million for a project in my community.
And what's that for, very quickly?
And that's for the Black Lens Productions
Okay.
movie studio.
We need to have you back so we can talk more about that.
Have me back so we can talk more
Yes,
about that.
I was wondering what had happened to that project, but the next time you come back, we will delve into it.
All right. Thank you
Councilwoman,
so much.
thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you here.